guys, it's Kelly. I am back with another process video. This is for Cocoa Daisy, and I'm just showing you this gorgeous leaf paper. It is one of my absolute favorites. I think it probably is my favorite exclusive paper that they have ever made that I've been getting. So anyway, I know that I want to use this piece of paper in a 4x12 strip. I'd like to do that at certain times when I'm trying to showcase the paper and the pattern because I just love it that much. And I'm going to be scrapbooking this photo of me, my husband, and my son many years ago. So I'm just taking some of the different patterns. This is actually the first layout that I'm making, and I decided to try to make this easier. I'm just cutting rectangles, just very loose. I had pulled out this Project Life card that says picture perfect, and I thought that the colors went well and that I might be able to use that as well. So one of the things that I immediately thought when I put the paper down was that it definitely needed a dark piece of paper to help ground it against the leaves, and I decided to take this other exclusive paper and just trim a small mat. The pattern is not so busy at the top. It's definitely one of those, like, not an ombre pattern with the color, but an ombre pattern with the pattern, if that makes sense. So I've tried to get the top of it where it wasn't so busy, just so that it had more of a dark contrast. So I'm thinking that I want to use these beautiful gold foam letters for part of my title, and I'm going to pull out the letters to spell photo, and I was thinking that my title was going to be like family photo or first family photo, something along those lines, but I will tell you right ahead, it does not work. And I kind of shuffle it and move it, and I just cannot get it. I can't get the descenders and the family to work well with the letters and photo, and I'm just going to be moving some papers around, moving my embellishments. It's going to take me a while before I give up on the title of using those two, the die cut and those letter stickers. I really wanted to use the letter stickers because, oh my goodness, they are probably one of my favorite thickers ever. I like the font. The font's not too dressy, it's not too casual, it's just like that perfect in between. And of course, gold. For me, I love gold. It just doesn't get old, and it's just like the perfect matte gold. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of these layers glued down. I am taking some Distress ink and just inking the edges of that brown paper that is by Simple Stories. And I did so just because I could really see the white edge on the dark cardstock. I have gotten away from inking my edges lately, but with this I found that you really couldn't see that it was inked, but it took away the white. So at this point, I'm liking the way that the layout is coming together. I really wanted to get this piece of paper worked on as well. It has a bunch of words written on it, and I liked the touch of cream, and I thought it would be fun, but I don't end up getting that on there either. When you get a new kit and all of these new products, you want to put everything on the page, or at least that's how I am. So I am taking this piece of paper. If you get the Day in the Life kit, you get the exclusive papers cut into a 6x6 size, and I'm just going to take this and fussy cut one of the little foxes. I love this little sleepy fox. I just think it is so cute, and I thought that it would be perfect on a fall page and have him nestled in with the flowers, and just to make a nice little embellishment cluster. So I thought maybe I can put the title up top, and I just thought it was too heavy, and I think that at this point I was thinking I was just going to leave the family word die cut, and I'm just going through the different Simple Stories die cuts to see what I can get to work. So I left this part in so that you could see, you know, a lot of times I don't necessarily have a plan when I am making my pages. I go through and see what phrases I have, or what embellishments, what goes with the colors, what goes with the theme. Sometimes does it just fit the right space? I try not to be too picky the first pass. You know, like I know I'm not going to use pie on this or the clock, just because it's, you know, not a page about either one of those things. So I decided to take my circle punch and cut out the picture perfect part of that day in the life card. And the reason why I went ahead and cut a circle out was because I had a lot of harsh lines and I wanted to soften up that embellishment cluster. So these are little tags that are also in the Simple Stories embellishment pack. And I liked the color of that ticket that says Crunching Leaves, and then the banner that says Live, Laugh, and Love I thought would be sweet as well. So here I am trying to see if I can work in that paper again. Like I said, it was something that I really wanted. And I don't know if you can hear that. I'm sorry if you can. That was my fat cat jumping up and, you know, making his way to me, because of course he can't be too far. So anyway, I trimmed down the paper. I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to get just a little bit of it to work, and eventually I am going to give up on that. I do love the Simple Story flowers. I like the colors in it. These are not normal colors that I scrapbook with. However, just because they're not, you know, colors that I normally scrapbook with, doesn't mean that I don't love them. It's one of those things where, for me, we're so busy in the fall with kid stuff that I find that my pictures are not very fall related, and the activities that we used to do during the fall when they were younger, we're not doing, like going, you know, to pick apples or going to pumpkin patches or things like that. So it's just something that I don't necessarily scrapbook a lot, just because, you know, of the season that we are in our lives with the kids. So I went ahead and changed out that little round embellishment piece to say blessed. I love that. I thought that it was perfect on this photo because, man, let me tell you, I certainly did feel blessed at this point. I still do, but you know, it's nothing like a changing family to make you feel, or I should say a growing family to make you feel like you just have a huge blessing. So I am going to take some craft foam. I cut it up in small pieces to raise that flower die cut. And in the kit was this manila tag, and I thought that the tag would work well instead of that strip of pattern paper. So I'm taking the ink that was included in one of the kits, and I just tested it on the outside edge of that picture perfect circle to see if I liked it, and I just didn't like the inked edge on that. So I went ahead and I tested it on an area that I knew would be tucked under the photo. And I'm sorry about this. I should have edited this little part out, but I just went ahead and I took the layout to my sewing machine, and in gold thread I just did a simple stitch down the border just to give, you know, another hint of gold, just some pretty little details that you don't necessarily see at first glance. So I want to go ahead and build back up this cluster because I really liked the way that it was starting to look, and I wanted to get the tag in place and go ahead and get it built up to where I liked it. And I'm going to just get everything stuck down. So at this point, you know, when I'm sticking things down, I still haven't abandoned the thought of having a title on the page yet. I am wondering if I can fit it in underneath the cluster or have it nestle underneath and maybe below the photo. It's one of those things that I wanted to get the cluster done so that I could make a decision and, you know, just go from there. But as I'm doing it, I'm looking at, the way that it's going, and I want, to make sure that I get my clusters somewhat built up before I introduce the title back again, simply because it's pretty big, and I find it easier to work my title in either at the beginning or after I've already done a lot of the embellishments. So I just tried out that Simple Stories washi tape that was included in the kit. It's gorgeous. It is actually, it's birds. So if you followed me for a while, you know how much I love birds. I just couldn't get it to work on this page. I felt like, I already had one animal represented. I didn't necessarily need to bring in another animal. And I preferred the fox. If I were going to make my choice between one or the other, it was definitely going to be the fox. So these sequins are from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and they are probably I'm not going to say new because I've been using them for a while, but they're definitely like my favorite little embellishment to add to my layout right now. So I'm just moving them around. For whatever reason, they were really sticking to my finger today. It was why I was using the scissors to try to get them off of my finger or remove them. And like I said, I'm just trying to see where I like them. I love just a little detail that they add. You don't have to use a ton, or at least I find that I don't have to use a ton just to add that, that little detail that you may not see on first glance, but for me, that's what makes my pages fun. I like to be able to look back at it and have those little things catch my eye. That leaf sequin behind the little fox, I love. There were a couple of those included in the kit, along with the other sequins, and they're just gorgeous. So if you haven't checked Spiegel Mom Scraps out, check them out as well, because she has a lot of different fun sequin mixes. So the final thing that I do after I adhere my sequins down is I take a little gold Heidi Swap Color Shine and I sprinkle it in the top cluster and around the tag and the sequins, and then I also sprinkle a little bit on the top cluster over top of Blessed, and I will come back and add, not the date because I didn't know the exact date of this photo, but just, the season, which was fall, and it was in 2000. So that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I do have some close-ups at the end where you can see just how pretty this paper looks. I love, love, love the gold color shine on the leaf paper. I just think it is stunning. So again, this was my companion page to the layout that I had last week of my son just playing in the leaves. So this just shows how it's a nice little balance between the two pages and it works well together. So same papers, different configuration, and my album is happy. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. I hope you have a great day. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.